You ever see a simple web app and just wonder, how does that actually work? Well, today, we're going to pop the hood. We're taking a pretty cool interactive application and breaking it down piece by piece so we can see exactly what makes it tick. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's start with a challenge. Just imagine for a second your boss, or maybe a client, comes to you with this single instruction. Create a reaction survey in your browser. Now at first, that might sound kind of technical, maybe a little vague, right? But what if we could break that down into a simple, solvable mission? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do.
So, first things first. Before we can build anything, we have to decode the mission. We need to translate that challenge into plain English so we're absolutely crystal clear on what we're being asked to do.
When you really look at it, the mission has two key parts that we need to wrap our heads around before we can even think about writing a single line of code. Part 1, what even is a reaction survey? It sounds kind of formal, but it's actually super simple. We're not talking about some long, boring form with a bunch of questions. Nope. All we need is a way to capture a quick, gut-level emotional response. Like a thumbs up, a heart, or a specific emoji that just says it all in an instant. And that second piece of the puzzle, in your browser, this one's a big deal. This tells us it has to be a website, something anybody can get to using Chrome or Safari or whatever they use. We're not building some app you have to go and download from an app store. We're building an experience that lives right on the web.
All right, so we've got our mission specs. We know what we need to build. Now, what are we going to build it with? Every good mission needs the right toolkit, so let's meet ours.
First up, we've got Golang. You can think of Golang as the brain of our whole operation. It's the powerful, behind-the-scenes engine that does all the heavy lifting. When a user sends in their reaction, Golang is what catches it, processes it, and figures out what to do. You never actually see it, but it's absolutely crucial.
Okay, tool number 2, jQuery.terminal. If Golang is the brain, then this is our control panel. It's the part the user actually sees and touches. It creates that cool kind of retro computer terminal look right in the browser and gives people a place to type their commands. It's the bridge connecting the user to the brain.
And to round out our toolkit, we have OpenMoji. This is the fun part. This gives us the actual visual language for our survey, the little emoji stickers themselves. It's a massive library of reactions we can use to make the whole experience visual, and honestly, a lot more engaging.
So, when you lay it all out like this, it's actually pretty clear, isn't it? We have a perfect division of labor. Golang is the brain doing the thinking. jQuery.terminal is the control panel for interaction, and OpenMoji provides the visual stickers. See how each tool has one very specific, very important job.
Okay, so we've met the team, we've got the brain, the control panel, and the stickers. Now for the really cool part. How do we get them to talk to each other and actually create a seamless experience? This is where the magic happens.
And here's how that whole dance works, step by step. First, that cool little control panel pops up in your browser. Then you type in your reaction and hit enter. Instantly, that command shoots across the internet to our Golang brain sitting on a server somewhere. The brain logs your vote, grabs the right emoji sticker from the library, and sends it right back to your screen. And it all happens in like the blink of an eye.
The really big takeaway here is that so much of the web works this way. What might look like one big, complex, monolithic application is actually, it's usually just a bunch of smaller, much simpler, specialized tools all working together as a team. Each one does its one job really, really well.
It really reminds me of that old saying from Aristotle, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that is so true for modern web development. We're taking these simple, focused components, a brain, a control panel, a set of stickers, and by combining them, we create something way more powerful and interactive than any single one of them could be on its own.
And that kind of leaves us with one final question for you, right? We just saw how 3 totally separate tools can come together to create something new and interesting. So take a second and think, what simple tools do you already know? And what awesome things could you build if you just snap them together in a new way? The possibilities really are endless.